Watch this video and let's talk about it.
I mean, seriously, are we really thinking that the woman on the right is such a beautiful woman whose face launched 1,000 ships? And this is what communists do. They tell you not to believe your eyes, the things that you see, only believe the dogma of the party, or else you'll be excommunicated and destroyed. And that's what they do. They call you a hateful person for saying, oh, you don't think that she's beautiful? You're racist. You're racist. You just hate black people. It's like, no, the person who's supposed to be cast for the most beautiful woman should be beautiful.
I'm Dr. Michael H. Ford, and let's talk about what you just saw. An Asian man just questioned whether Lupita Nyong'o, the woman People magazine named the world's most beautiful person in 2014, is beautiful enough to play Helen of Troy. Let's talk about what he's actually defending, because it is not beauty, it is a standard. Beauty is not objective. That is not an opinion. Researchers confirm that standards of beauty are socially constructed, historically conditioned, and reinforced through systems of power. What any society defines as beautiful is not a universal truth. It is a reflection of who held the power to define it. European colonization introduced Eurocentric beauty standards that promoted lighter skin, straighter hair, and European facial features as more desirable, traits that became associated with higher social status. These standards were not discovered. They were constructed, imposed, and then globalized through colonial power until they felt like common sense. Studies demonstrate that lighter-skinned individuals often receive preferential treatment in hiring, promotions, and media representation. That is not beauty. That is bias institutionalized. And here's the part that needs to be said directly. He's an Asian man defending a Eurocentric beauty standard. The same colonial framework that once told him his features were inferior is the one he is now using to question hers. People magazine named Lupita Nyong'o the world's most beautiful person in 2014. Not a black publication, not an advocacy organization. People magazine. In matter of fact, the editor said there was really no contest. That is documented. That is published. That is on record. He asked if we are really supposed to think that she is beautiful. The world already answered that every time her image stopped a room. The only question left is why his standard is the one we are supposed to defer to, and who gave him the authority to set it. If you want the full story on this topic, I created something for our community, a free searchable library of Black history, racism, and health equity. Every topic sourced and verified. Visit Healing Starts With No.
Actually, this is really absurd and crazy. Like, who on earth gave that guy to tell another human being that he or she is not beautiful? Like, there's just some sort of crazy beauty standards that have been existing for decades now, for ages, and those beauty standards literally have made so many ladies feel inferior, have made so many ladies feel less confident about their bodies because they're trying to please some sort of standards that I don't know who actually placed it in the first place. And him judging Lupita like that is crazy, because this lady was actually named the most beautiful woman in 2014. That should tell you that at least she has some substance. And I don't think him being him profiling her like that, calling her not beautiful enough to act a particular role, is normal or okay. So guys, at the end of this video, I want you to leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're new here, do well to subscribe on this channel. Let's continue watching more clips.
Racism is an incredibly powerful force, because I have no idea how you can see a woman like this and fix your lips and say that she's ugly, bro. Like I just seen The Odyssey a few days ago, right? Fantastic movie, right? But like, you don't even have to think that she is like the most attractive woman in the world. She doesn't have to be your type. But to fix your lips, to even have like the capacity within your brain to fix your mouth to say that that woman is remotely unattractive in any way possible, is ridiculous to me. And that's how evil racism is, truly. That they can see that. They can see Lupita Nyong'o. And they're acting as if she's just some like evil like creature or something, bro. Like, no. There's plenty of women in this world who I think are overrated, right? You know what I mean? One of the biggest ones for me back in the day, especially, was Sydney Sweeney. You know, I thought she was, I think she's a pretty lady, but like, oh my gosh, they're hyping her up to the ends of the earth. But Lupita Nyong'o? I don't know, bro. You're tripping. I don't know. If you think she's ugly, bro, there's some internal things about yourself, not just racism, that you need to address. Yes.
I mean, seriously, are we really thinking that the woman on the right is such a beautiful woman whose face launched 1,000 ships?
This is Helen of Troy. Do we seriously believe that this face launched 1,000 ships? Or this? Or this? And this is a picture of Lupita Nyong'o. Forgive me if I've pronounced that wrong. Is she any less beautiful than these other depictions? No, I don't think so. Is it about racism? Is it about beauty? You know, a lot on some of the comments I saw on that video. Why is Hollywood trying to make us think that black skin is beautiful? Yeah, it's actually a comment on there. So you might not be racist, but the people that you're attracting with this kind of video, a lot of them are. Would any face, no matter how beautiful people at that time would have found it, would any face have launched 1,000 ships? Probably not. Okay? Probably not. This is why I love David Gemmell's interpretation. His Troy trilogy books are phenomenal. Even if you don't read my book, read David Gemmell's. Believe me, read his books. He is, without doubt, one of the greatest storytellers of all time, in my opinion, but the best British author. And I put Tolkien in there as well. I know that's going to upset a lot of feathers, but David Gemmell is just beautiful, and his Troy trilogy is phenomenal. It is phenomenal, and what he does with Helen of Troy just makes sense. It's brilliant. Sometimes I wish someone would make a movie out of his work, but then they would probably just ruin it. So the books are there. They're fantastic. Read them.
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty.
So let me get this straight. The ugly, dark-skinned girl you're talking about is Lupita Nyong'o? Lupita is the ugly, dark-skinned girl that's being shoved in everyone's face. Lupita. And you keep saying we're picking the ugliest girl. And you guys, you have to think before you post. Look, inspect, then post. Because what are we doing here? Because even at this point, my Labubu is bewildered. How is the ugliest dark-skinned girl Lupita Nyong'o? If 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4, where are you on that scale? Okay. Yup. So that's kind of crazy. You're going to put that back inside the box of things that shouldn't have been said on the internet, okay? Alrighty then.
I just want to apologize from the Africans. Please don't pay her no mind. From one beautiful dark-skinned African woman to another, like, you're insane if you think Lupita's not pretty. I went on her page and she's eating up the hate, absolutely loves it. And then I just have to remind myself that people on the internet are like, they're not well, guys. They're not well. A lot of people are not well. And so just remember that as you come across people that you're like, why would they, how could, I can't believe, like, that don't even make.
The discourse around Odyssey is some of the stupidest discourse I've ever seen in my life, because it has to be bots who are saying Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o is ugly. What do you mean by that? I would jump 1,000 ships for her, however the story goes. They're angry over a character who, let's be honest, it's a Nolan film, so she'll probably be in the movie for like 2 seconds, because she's played by a black actress. Are you for real? First of all, Helen of Troy is not real. She's not a real character. And everyone praising the movie, because you know the early reviews are coming out, everyone in the comments are saying, you're getting paid, you're glazing, you're not real, you're fake. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's a Christopher Nolan film. Granted, I'm not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan, but this film looks incredible. And then people not want to go see it because of Elliot Page. What is wrong with, like, what is wrong? I could never live in that hate. And it's just, I feel I feel bad because I just can't live. I couldn't live in that hate. I couldn't. Not only do you live in that hate, you manifest in that hate. Getting angry because there's a trans person in the movie, getting angry because there's a black person in the movie. What are we doing? Chill out. Oh my god, there's like 10 other worse things that I can think of that deserve your attention, and you're getting angry over nothing. Go see this movie. If not for Lupita Nyong'o, go see it for Elliot Page. If not for Elliot Page, then go see it for Zendaya's Scaparelli dress. Just do anything, but just be nice. Good lord. If it wasn't already obvious, Lupita Nyong'o is the most beautiful actress working today.
The sad part about it is everybody want to get on here and be the one to say the thing that nobody else is saying. But there's a reason why some stuff just ain't said, because it don't need to be said. For you to sit up there and prop that camera up, say all of that, and be like, yeah, and then post it. What you did was you let us know that you don't have any friends. You let us know you're very lonely. Nobody's looking out for you because you're standing 10 toes in it. You haven't apologized. You haven't taken it down. You haven't tried to change your tone. It's giving, don't nobody care enough about me to say, hey, sis, I don't think that was cool. Or you ran through all of your relationships and burned so many bridges that there's no going back. Don't nobody want to tell you nothing because they can't tell you nothing. Lastly, when it comes to the whole beauty thing, I think y'all mix up beauty with attraction. Y'all think that because you're not attracted to this person that they're not beautiful. Y'all need to get a grip. Y'all really need to get a grip. You don't have to be attracted to somebody to not think that they're beautiful, because everyone is. I'm so sorry. I know that's a pageant Miss USA answer, but everyone literally is. You're just not attracted to them.
Stop calling people ugly, especially on public platforms, because you will quickly find out if you are ugly. There was a young woman up here who called Lupita ugly and also made some really harsh criticisms towards dark-skinned women. And when I tell you I have not seen a day's rest since that video was posted, I literally cannot stop laughing at the comments. Stop calling people ugly. Never mind that it's a ugly characteristic trait it's something ugly to do, especially if someone's not calling you ugly, especially unprovoked. It's weird. It's weird.
So there's a black content creator on here, and basically what she's been doing past few days is shitting on dark-skinned black women, to the point that she said, I'm paraphrasing, but she said that someone like Lupita isn't beautiful. I think she said Lupita is a 6. In what world would you open your mouth and say something that's stupid? And yet she's fighting in the comments. She's fighting in every video that she makes, because everyone is like, you are dumb as hell. She's trying to compare herself. And people say that beauty is subjective. Yes, you don't want to compare all that kind of stuff. But for you to try and shit on someone like Lupita, and try to then compare yourself and say that you are more beautiful than her, she's fighting in the comments, she's fighting in the videos, and it's not working. It's not working at all, because it's just the notion of you trying to shit on another woman, on another dark-skinned black woman. Nah, it was diabolical, and people let her know that that is the case.
So I be getting the urge to rewatch Black Panther sometimes, and I just got done watching it. And the whole time, I was just enthralled by Lupita all over again. And it got me to thinking about this fucking troll that got on here calling Lupita ugly. Bitch, that's what you call ugly? If that's ugly, then what the fuck is beautiful? Because that woman is gorgeous. Like, her skin is so perfect, so chocolate. Like, she is so beautiful. And I was just in awe the whole time, just staring at her like, that is what you call beauty. And I just can't believe that something looking like that would come on here and call Lupita ugly. The love interest of the Black Panther, Lupita.
The fact that a black woman got on this internet and started talking ill of another black woman was already blowing me, right? I was like, why are we still doing this? As one of the most underrepresented people and one of the most abused group of people on this planet, Why are we attacking each other? And then they said that that baby was 19. And now I want to meet the parents. I want to know what kind of people raised her. Maybe it's the Haitian in me, I don't know. But whenever, I just always want to meet the parents. Because we have a saying in Haiti that's called mal élevé. It's not technically a saying, it's an insult. It's an insult. We call people mal élevé when we feel like they were badly raised. And it's basically the translation, it's badly raised. So I'm just curious because I need to understand how we got here. How did we get here? Anyway, what y'all think? This is crazy.
In the late 2000s, early 2010s, there was like this wave of Afrocentrism, this Pan-Africanism, this let's go back and visit Ghana, this let's embrace our natural hair, let's find ways to take care of our natural hair. That was the 2010s, the late 2000s, 2010s. And it just seems like we got into the 2020s. And anti-blackness is kind of running rampant. I really thought when we was having this whole like natural hair movement, be it men or women, it was going to stick around this time. It wasn't going to be a fad like the 70s or something. And now it's gotten to a point where I'm seeing black women saying disparaging things about darker black women because they don't feel like they're attractive enough to be getting the hype that they're getting. One of them even went so far as to say that Lupita Nyong'o was unattractive. That's insane. Especially when you're not even as attractive as her. And that's no shade. That's just a fact. It's maybe you're not seeing enough representation of someone who looks like you on model pages. A brown skin, a caramel color. I don't know. But this is like the second person this week who's trying to say that someone who was dark skinned, unquestionably beautiful, bone structure alone, and sitting there trying to say that they're not good looking. Are you jealous? Because you're lighter than them, but you still don't look as good as them? Because in both situations that I've seen on TikTok, neither one of them looked as good as the people that they were talking about. It just sounds like you're coming from a place of jealousy. Give them girls their flowers.
I know I might be a little bit late to this discourse, but the video just came on my For You page again, and it reignited my thoughts about it, so I kind of want to talk about it. Y'all know that video of that girl who said that, oh, y'all like to uplift the ugliest dark-skinned black women and call them pretty just because they're dark-skinned, like Lupita Nyong'o. I think it's absolutely batshit insane, one, that she got on the internet and thought everybody was going to agree with her and be like, yeah, Lupita's ugly. That is a nuts thing to think. That's kind of insane. But number two, and I don't think I've seen very many people talking about this aspect of it, is I think the reason she chose Lupita and the reason she thinks Lupita is ugly in her mind is because of texturism. Lupita is one of those people who always has her hair in a natural style, like whether it be faux locks, micro locks, mini twists, TWA, whatever the case may be, Lupita is always rocking that natural 4C curl pattern. And I love that for her, right? And as somebody who grew up also, I don't have 4C hair, I don't think. But I would wear my natural hair very, very often, right? Like, I was always either like ponytail or bun or puff balls or whatever the fuck the case may be. My hair was always natural. And going into middle school and high school, I heard so often like, oh my God, Deja, you'll be so cute if you just got your hair done. Like, oh, you'll be so cute if you laid your edges. Even to this day, right now I have locks. I've had locks for the past coming up on 3 years, right? Even to this day, people be like, oh my God, you would look so much cuter if you laid your edges. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, you should get a retwist. Like, oh my God, you would look so cute with a retwist. No, I don't want to because I am comfortable with my naturalness, okay? I'm not saying I'm better than anybody for being comfortable with my naturalness. I just am. I don't like laying my edges. It's too much work. It doesn't last. I just don't ever fucking feel like it. The feeling of the edge control is overstimulating. I don't want to do it. I'm not giving myself tension alopecia getting a retwist every 2 weeks. Not gonna do it. I'm sorry. And I think the reason y'all think that a lot of black women are ugly is because you don't like their natural hair. But that's a you problem, baby. Lupita will never be ugly. And neither will I.
Don't get me wrong, I understand that people have the right to have their own opinion, but I don't understand the fact of you coming on here making a whole video unprovoked saying that you think that Lupita Nyong'o is unattractive and not pretty at all. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, for me, it's giving that you're just projecting your own insecurities onto her. Because in that initial video, you didn't have any makeup on. And for me, you saw those comments and you decided to put a full face of makeup on and respond to those people. And you're trying to say that you're just giving them different angles. No, baby, you saw what you saw in those comments, felt some type of way, and decided to try to change it up. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, this is just my opinion. I personally felt like she was already pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, she's not the baddest one out there. But that totally changed once I heard what came out of her mouth. And it's like, is it because you're going through your own issues with your ex-husband and all of this is just making you feel ugly inside, so you decide to pick on somebody who don't even know you for real? And then had the nerve to compare her to, I think, like a white woman. Like, are you okay?
Can we have a societal conversation? Because as a dark-skinned woman, I really want to have understanding of where you guys get the audacity. Because it seems as if black women in general, but specifically dark-skinned women, are discussed every 2 to 5 business days on this app, and we're always being dissected about what we can wear, what our body size should look like, what type our hair should look, what colors we can wear, and now we're being asked to perform beauty at a X times level to be considered attractive, because we have, and obviously usually when the people who are discussing our beauty are usually not as beautiful, but now we're being told that Lupita Nyong'o is not beautiful enough to be considered the dark-skinned woman beauty standard, when at 43 years old she's click boom, some of y'all in your 20s and 30s. Like, are you people serious? Are you all right? And my sister, because I know you're Nigerian and beauty has been chasing you, but you are faster. So I don't understand why, you felt comfortable to come online and say that one there. On top of that, I'm Liberian myself, so I have to tell you, you get, and I would rather be ugly like Lupita than be fine girl like you. Okay? Call me ugly, my face just hit, then be fine girl like you, because then you the one we're fine. But let me leave it there, my sister, because I don't want to talk about your fucking hair too much today. But I will say this, because societally people do what a lot of us don't understand. We are our own worst enemies, because at the end of the day, other races and other cultures do not elevate their most beautiful at all times and only their most beautiful. If you watch the media, other cultures and other races of people are constantly pushing their medium to average to just touching the bar of pretty women in our face as the standard of beauty. Why do they do that? Because the trickle down societal effect is that the girl in Ohio who's cute is going to be seen as way more beautiful than she probably is. But when you expect that black women and darker skinned black women have to perform beauty at a higher level, the trickle down effect is that we're going to have to be at a higher level just to, walk around society and be considered beautiful, which is freaking stupid. Like, we spent a week talking about how averagely cute averagely cute non-black woman is the standard of beauty and Aryanness. And she ain't no Margot Robbie. So at the end of the day, why do we have to be freaking supermodels walking down the street? Why do we need ethereal supermodels all the time to be the standard of black beauty? And furthermore, Lupita is gorgeous and look better than half of y'all. Are you serious? At 43 years old, she's child, I'm just in any event, horrible societal strategy to think that that is what is necessary to be considered beautiful as a darker skinned woman. And I just want to know, I really want to have the conversation, my people. Where do you guys get the audacity? Okay? Where do you guys, you will come online with crusty face, old hair, dusty face, and not even just get here, what we're talking, not even just how. Plenty people, and I see it come online whole day. Their face looking like, who shot John? Who know what? Who did what? God fossa. They come online and they want to talk about dark-skinned women. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. That one, I'll never figure it out. Any event, I happen to be ugly like Lupita. I just gonna sit my ugly set down like Lupita. Hey, I can't look at my people can't look at ugly face. I just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty. And I don't take back what I said. Like, I feel like when it comes to black girls, y'all pick the ugliest woman.
So her example of the ugliest dark-skinned woman was Lupita Nyong'o. My question to her is, if she thinks Lupita Nyong'o is a low standard, what do you think of yourself? Like, this Lupita, we can't be talking about the same woman. Like, mind you, Lupita is in her 40s, looking like that. Is you supposed to be the representation we begging for? I don't think that this woman sees herself as average, but I'm looking at a very average-looking woman. If the standards were any higher for dark-skinned women in media, it would not be good for you. Because you don't measure up to Lupita. And that's just being real, not even being funny. I'd argue that dark-skinned women have to be far better, look so way above average of everybody else to be accepted, actually. I'm not being funny. But look.
People keep commenting, every woman is beautiful. It's not true.
Look.
It's like, not every man is rich.
This not me saying she's ugly. I know when somebody can't see themselves. Don't get me twisted. There are situations where dark-skinned women can be represented better. It should be. But Lupita,
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty.
Well, so this woman made this video and said that she feels like the black woman beauty standard needs to be raised because oftentimes when people pick a dark-skinned black woman and label her as pretty, they always pick the struggle black girl. And the example she gives of a dark-skinned black woman that people have labeled as pretty but is just the struggle black girl is Lupita. She then goes on to say that there are several black women who are prettier than Lupita, including herself. I'm finding it. Now, I'm not saying the woman who made this video is ugly, but multiple things can be true at once. She's not ugly, and she's also not touching fucking Lupita. I'm gonna hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. I'm not saying the funds aren't there, but the face card is very much giving we live paycheck to paycheck. Lupita literally looks like she was handcrafted by the gods, and I know you think that 613 hair color is giving, but all it's giving is experiment 626. So for you to sit here and try to compare yourself to Lupita and say that you're winning, do you have a humiliation kink? I honestly think that you might, because the way you post videos like this and your music, specifically that one song of you repeating over and over, I leave. I know clear instructions of what to do if I ever stumble upon you or JLo in the wild when I hear them. The only struggle I'm seeing in this entire thing is your music and your clear lack of brain capacity, because nothing about Lupita gives struggle. But then I went through the comment section on the video to make sure it was doing its thing, and I saw that she left this photo as an example of what she feels like is a beautiful dark-skinned woman. And I'm not saying that that woman is not gorgeous, because she is, but her using that woman as the example for what she feels like meets the black beauty standard tells me everything that I need to know. Saying that Lupita, who more often than not wears her natural hair or a black hairstyle. In fact, I can't even think of a time where she wasn't wearing her natural hair or a black hairstyle, and who has Afrocentric features as an example of a struggle black girl, is absolutely rooted in anti-blackness. Your example of what you think should be the black beauty standard is a black woman who more so fits the European beauty standard. Yikes on bikes, bitch. If I was the woman in that photo, I would sue you for defamation. You have got to stop the buffoonery. Put down the phone, step away from the studio, and go talk to that lady, because your internalized racism and anti-blackness needs to be unpacked. Hope this helps. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
Sometimes canceled people pop up on my For You page again. And then I watch the video and I'm just like, damn, like, do you guys not remember? I remember. Like, this black woman with braids just popped on my For You page, and she was the one talking about, oh, you guys only pick the ugliest, like, darkies, the ugliest, like, dark-skinned women, call her beautiful. She called Lupita, like, ugly. And I'm not here to bash on anyone's looks, right? But how are you gonna call, like, a gorgeous model, like, actress, celebrity ugly when we look like, you know, I would say not as good looking as Lupita? And sometimes I just think, like, damn, like, did everyone else forget? Because, I don't know, like, I don't really fuck with her content if this is her content. The irony of a dark-skinned woman calling other dark-skinned women ugly, like, what is this? But this is also why, like, I don't think people are truly, like, cancelable. Like, I just don't think cancel culture is real. Because everyone forgets, like, after a week.
This is why you really need to nip racism in the bud, because like the same teenage boys that we grew up with who were like passing microaggressions left, right, and center, and you were sensitive if you called them out on it, they are the ones with mics debating on if Lupita Nyong'o is beautiful enough to play Helen. Like the most mid-looking goofy ass men are actually debating this. White supremacy is a hell of a disease.
To mind you, this is Lupita, and then, yeah, you kind of proving the point. You look like a Gerber baby. Who next? What, y'all gonna tell us this beautiful too, huh? I feel like y'all be doing that shit to play in black women's face. Like y'all be using the ugliest of the dark women to say that black women are beautiful because y'all know that don't nobody find that shit attractive. So really it'd be like a backhanded compliment. You kind of calling them ugly. And you also on the slide calling them masculine because everybody gonna remember Lupita for her role in Black Panther. And this was her. In a role, giving private protection to a grown-ass man acting like a dude. Get the fuck out of here.
So I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across videos responding to the video that you see in the background. And in this video, this man features an image of Lupita Nyong'o, and he's basically saying that she's ugly, and he has this caption here that says, "Stop casting ugly people into beautiful roles." And of course, he has her in an expressive, angry type of posture here or expression. And then this guy compares Lupita to this image of this white woman, and he has the white woman not in the same kind of expression, not in the emotional expression or anything like that, but in a calm, gentle type of expression to bring home this point that, you know, this white woman is more beautiful than the black woman. And in this video, he proceeds to ask, like, when he's looking at Lupita's image, he says, "Is this the beautiful face that launches 1,000 ships?" And for me, the answer to that question is obviously yes. Lupita is by far one of the most beautiful women in the world. But yet and still, you had this Asian guy basically saying that she's ugly. You know, an average-looking Asian guy having the audacity to call this beautiful black queen ugly. And, you know, he did this by design. You know, he had this calm image of this white woman and he compared it to an angry image of a black woman, you know, projecting this idea that black women are ugly, that black women are angry, that black women are masculine. That's the message here. And you would think that this man who's talking about beauty and all that kind of stuff would have an Asian standard of beauty, but instead of having his own woman as the standard of beauty, in his racist mind, the white woman is the standard of beauty. You know, so this is just pathetic. You know, it just shows like how much people despise black women, you know, because here we have one of the most beautiful black women on the earth, and you had this Asian guy having the audacity to suggest that this woman is ugly. And, you know, I'm glad to see images of black women in these types of mainstream films. You know, black women are not just limited to, you know, quote unquote black films. And I'm glad to see that this woman, you know, Lupita Nyong'o, is getting all the shine that she deserves despite the haters like this guy in the video.
Imagine being captured by such a hateful spirit that it seems to have been put on you by colonizers themselves, to where you then say the Princess Nakia, aka Lupita Nyong'o, the Mexican king and queen, is not pretty. She's not stunning, gorgeous, or sexy. What?
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty. And shoving down people's necks with Lupita. And I'm not saying she's like but ugly. I'm not saying that. I just feel like I hate that when it comes to black girl beauty standards, y'all always pick the struggle. Y'all always pick the struggle black girl. I said Lupita wasn't pretty, but I think I needed to say Lupita isn't sexy. And we need to bring sexy black women into the field. I don't give a fuck if you think she's pretty. But the truth of the matter is, you bitches make a nigga dick soft. Like, you cool? Like, what?
Here, it's about practicality. What is good, but what is practical? Like, what would a woman in battle have on her head? I absolutely love the casino costume as well. I remember this battle about my shoes because I really wanted high heels. And Brian is really interested in, like, practicality. and safety. And so he was like, man, I feel like you should be in flat shoes. And I was like, no, I'm the shortest one. I want to be in heels. And so we compromised and we found a way to incorporate the heels in the battle so that I could lose them and be safe, but still look hot.
Lupita Nyong'o was one of the most gorgeous women in Hollywood. Beautiful, stunning, sexy, gorgeous. And I understand that sexy and attractiveness is subjective, but I think that objectively, Lupita is a beautiful, stunning, gorgeous woman. And it's not about struggleness and just because she's dark-skinned and comes from a Mexican, Kenyan, Mexican, African background that people are just giving her kudos for just that struggle beauty, etc. Like, no, she gives Barbie, she gives Black Barbie, she gives all the things, she gives dynamic. Black women are not a monolith, Black people are not a monolith, dark-skinned people are not a monolith. And just because you aren't seeing what you desire means you should seek it out more. But tearing down somebody else is not going to platform it and force Hollywood or push Hollywood to want to give us those things. While you're tearing down Lupita, you're not giving examples of people that you see or you define as sexy. Like, maybe Lupita is not your idea of sexy, but Tiana Taylor's your idea of sexy. Tiana Taylor has films come out. She's getting bigger in the Hollywood space as well. That's a beautiful dark-skinned, like brown-skinned woman as well. But instead of just like adding in or highlighting people that you may find sexy or beautiful besides yourself, you're going to just tear down Lupita and other women who may see themselves in her. And that's so counterproductive and reductive, and it's just so toxic and horrible and also just ignorant as hell, because this is Lupita, right? Who, in A Quiet Place, a horror movie, I was captivated by her beauty. I was like, damn, she's just so beautiful. And she plays a sick woman in the movie. If you want to go watch the movie, it's a great movie because she sells it so much with her acting skills and her beauty and her eyes, the way she's able to emit so much emotion. A Quiet Place, Day 1. It's MGM Plus on Prime Video. Go watch it, girl. It's a great film. Maybe you'll learn something about humanity and compassion and beauty and how sexiness and sex appeal comes from having more than just curves and showing skin and whatnot. It's about aura. It's about presence. It's about the things that Lupita gives. Princess Nakia. Come on now. Period.
Well, this is something that most people say. Like, beauty is something that is maybe subjective and it maybe depends on the person that is looking at you. But the one thing here is that I've asked myself in this Lupita's case, like, if she was maybe lighter skin, would this guy have said the same thing? I'm not really sure. So to an extent, it kind of like boils down a bit to racism, because I think if she was lighter skin, this guy wouldn't have popped up and said such a thing. And one thing I love about Lupita is that she's so confident about her skin, her roots, her hair, and everything. So even if one person pops up there and says, no, she's not attractive, I'm very sure it's not going to touch her in any way. And one thing I want to say to the ladies out there is that don't let any standard define you. And that's one thing that I love Rihanna so much, because the lady has literally broken industry standards. Like, she doesn't allow any standards to define her. Like, for example, just look at the Victoria's Secret models. Most of them, you have to have a toned body, a flat tummy. Who said models must be like that? No. Some things, some rules just have to be broken, and that's exactly what some celebrities have done. And that is celebrities like Lupita, celebrities like Rihanna, that have actually broken that particular cycle that, okay, you must follow this particular category to be termed or to be called beautiful. So beautiful is something that I think is from within. You need to be confident in yourself that, okay, you're perfect like this, without caring about the opinions of others, because once you let the opinions of others get to you, that's where you turn out to fall. So if anybody has an opinion about you not being beautiful, that's his or her own cup of tea. As long as you know you're pretty and you're confident within your own self, that's all that matters. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Leave your comments in the comment section and hit on that like button. See you in the next one.